stories about what went on and how he got into death row and stuff like that. He's a great guy. He's my brother. He came and he offered our time on this holiday day to come here and chat with us to bring us this special truth seekers. So let's get out there and show some love for the brother, Mr. Reginald Wright Jr. Go ahead, Red. Say hello to my truth seekers.
All right. What up, family? Merry Christmas to you all. And I hope y'all having a blessed one and, getting and doing everything that you want to be doing on this day. It's lovely just to be alive and breathing. So if you're in your right mind and able to get up out of the bed, you already got a blessing. So even if you're not in the Christmas spirit, that should alone have you feeling blessed. So, man, thanks for having me on your platform.
That's what's up, Reggie. That's what's up. Everybody here, put them hearts in the chat for Reggie, y'all. Put them hearts in the chat. Let's see who here. We got Frank GTV. Salute, Frank. We got
Okay.
Shatoya and family. Salute, Shatoya. Salute, J-Lo Rich. How y'all doing today? We got Tosh Tom. Salute, Tosh. How you doing? Very special YouTuber right there. We got the 313 Live. What's up, my brother? What's going on with
Yeah.
you? That's
Oh,
what's
that's
up.
my
That's what's
nigga
up.
too. That's my nigga. That's my new
Appreciate it.
adopted brother.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Salute. So
Yeah.
we definitely got a spread got a great show today. We got Reggie talking about his stories. We got some music to play. I mean, it's a holiday day. We got to show good vibe. We got to spread that love. I mean, this is a
Yeah.
special truth, and this is just how we're gonna give it up all day today, because this is the birth of Christ, as you can see back there with what it says back there. Only God can judge us, and you make sure you live by that. To all my people listening to that, make sure you live to that, because that's a good saying to live by. Don't let nobody judge you but God, and ain't nobody here yet met God. So you keep your own personal relationship with God. Don't let nobody else tell you what God to believe in. You know in your heart what's good and what's bad. And that's kind of the thing I took from Tupac. He got like two sides to him. He got a good side and a bad side. And you can choose whichever side you want because you got a choice. God give everybody a choice. So that's up to you to what you choose. Me personally, I chose to to go gravitate towards the good side of Tupac because there was an important message in it. No matter what adversity you go through, get up and fight again. You feel me? That's the message. That's the message to everybody worldwide. You know what I'm saying? So definitely live by only God can judge you. It'll get you a long way in life. So without further ado, we're gonna get into the show. I'm gonna ask Mr. Reginald Wright Jr. a couple of questions, and if y'all feel free to put some questions in the chat, I'll ask those questions too as well. So without further ado, let's go with the interview. I appreciate Mr. Reggie Wright for coming through again. Once again, y'all put them hearts in the chat for Mr. Reginald Wright, the CEO of Death Row, Reggie Wright Security at Death Row during the time of the whole Death Row blow up and all that. You know what I'm saying? The good and the bad. He was there for that. So y'all give it up with the hearts in the chat for Mr. Reginald White.
Yes,
Um,
yes, yes. Matter of
all
fact,
right.
while you was on that tip, I don't mean to cut you off, but while you was on that tip, I just wanted to throw out a shout out uh, when we were speaking on Pop, because if you go over the bomb first right now, I just put up a video. Well, John, he's the owner, but we've set up a new version of the Conditional Love video. And what I always love about Pac and stuff like that is how he give it up for the women. You don't hear these rappers too much giving it up for women and the love for women and all of that. If you go listen to that Unconditional Love, that's just talking about love and a rapper being in love and giving it up to his woman and stuff. So it's a new video. Well, it's not new. It's a song that's been out, but it's a new version of a video that was shot. It wasn't shot by Pop, but it's up. So if y'all can check that out on Bomb First, that's where I do a bunch of live streams on once a week, and that along with the 313 live show. You'll catch me on those channels as well. I think that's how Chef got on to me. So cool. Sorry about that, Chef.
Nah, you good, man. We honored to have you here, man. You can talk the whole time. I'm not important. They here for you, Mr. Reginald White. They here for you,
No,
my
I'm
brother.
here. I'm here to answer whatever question that's on people's mind, man. I'm an open
That's
book, bro. I'm just about putting it out.
that's what's up, brother. That's what's up. That was a great story you told about Pac, and we are gonna play that unconditional song, unconditional love song. That's one of my favorite Tupac songs. So we definitely gonna give that a spin. Um,
Cool.
so right away, the question I get a lot here on YouTube and stuff like that. People say things is how come it took for you a long time to come out from behind the scene to share your story, Reggie?
Yeah, I get asked that question a lot, which is unfair because it's not true. What I mean by that, I did interviews with Thug Life Army. I did interviews back in the day with, and this was people that go way back into this stuff that have to know about this. Because y'all got to remember, YouTube is new. A lot of us know it because this is in y'all. What I mean in y'all adult life. When I mean that, I'm talking about in the last 10 years. YouTube only been around about 10 years, popular like this in about 10 years. And so you think if you 30 now, 30, 31 years old, you was 20, 21 years old. I was 41 years old 10 years ago. You know what I mean? And, when my days with Death Row was when I was 28 and stuff like that. So my point to that is, I was giving interviews. It was a guy named Anton Beatty. I don't know if y'all remember him. I was giving stuff too. And Thug Life Army, allhiphop.com, there are articles and stuff like that that I did. I just wasn't on YouTube because, like I said, I just discovered YouTube in the last 3 years, to be honest. I'm an old man, so I still was in the Facebook, which y'all call that's the old people social media. Y'all right. That's all I'm on is Facebook. So to be perfectly honest, I was doing things. I was out there trying to make money. I was doing stuff that I shouldn't have been doing, and I got a bunch of free time on my hands, and I was like, okay. And then I started seeing that these guys, the not good guys, these I call them the Three Stooges, but these guys were putting things out on me, and I finally sat and listened to it, and I said, oh, I gotta put this fire out. And that's what my point being. Excuse me for 1 second. Somebody's at the door. I want to see who it is.
No
I'm sorry.
problem, Reg. Yeah, yo. So Mr. Reg is here. He's a real rap pioneer. He's real important when it comes to the sound of East Coast rap back in the '90s. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely somebody who helped put out music from artists like Snoop Dogg, the Dog Pound, Tupac. I mean, you just go back and if you want, you can check the credits. That guy the truth to bring us a special. I'm gonna ask him a couple of questions, and whatever questions you'll put in the chat, I'll definitely ask him that too. You can ask him any question about Tupac because he knows Tupac. He had a personal relationship with Tupac. He even was the main security guard for Tupac. Wherever there was a big event where they needed really really tight security, like ins and out, Reggie was there. Reggie was the one on that assignment. You can best believe him. When he gets back on there, you can ask him that. I'll ask him that myself because
Oh, I'm
it's the
back. I'm
truth.
sorry.
No,
I
it's all right, Reg.
apologize. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead. But go ahead. I hear you. Yeah, no.
You good, Reg. So
Okay.
it's the truth. So sometimes it's good to get the story from the source itself. And that's what we did today. That's why I brought us a special truth. I did this for y'all. I did this for y'all because the truth needs to be out there. So, like I said, I'm gonna ask the questions that I want to be asked, and he doesn't have no problems answering. He told me countless of times. It does not matter whatever question you want to ask me, brother. This is not staged. This is raw and uncut. Whatever question I want to ask him, he said I can ask him. So, with
Exactly.
that being said, let's keep it respectful. Let's show the love, and here we go. Here's another question.
Okay.
So, back in the days of when Tupac just got out of jail, how did Death Row as a whole feel about the newcomer Tupac Shakur? How did they feel about him coming to Death Row?
Everybody was loving it. There's some rumors out there that Dre wasn't happy, this person wasn't happy. Everybody was loving it. Tupac brought to us, or to the artists, he showed them workmanship and everything. Tupac was already a star. They already knew him because most of the guys on Death Row, they didn't bump Me Against the World too much. They bumped that Ghetto stuff. They love Thug Life. That's what I always remember hearing them playing the Thug Like albums. And so, but they had already knew him. Tupac had already did some video shoots with him. He had already, seen each other on different video sets, and his label was right across the hall from us. Interscope and Death Row was across the hall from each other, so they knew who he was, and so they were excited. Everybody was happy. He brought work ethic to them, showed them how to work and stuff. It wasn't until later the friction started coming through, with Dre or Snoop. And I would like to explain all of that stuff because it's funny how everybody forget those that friction now. But Snoop was riding with Dre. If you just look at the documentary that recently just aired, Snoop was on that stage laughing and smiling. Everything that Pac said. A week later is when stuff went haywire because they saw Snoop was like, he got on the radio with Angie Martinez and Pac, and he said, "I'm cool. I don't have no problem with the East Coast or Biggie and them." And it wasn't so much an East Coast West Coast thing. That was unfortunate about the whole situation. It was mainly people that was riding with Bad Boys and people that was riding, against Death Row that Pac had a problem with, and so and then when Pac noticed that Snoop was playing both sides and made that statement publicly, you can feel a way personally. Come to me and tell me, Reggie, I don't like you. I don't like you, but I don't fuck with you. I'm still doing that. I can respect that. But to hear it over the radio and you telling me one thing, laughing on the stage with me when I'm talking about Biggie and Puffy and now, but then you go on the radio when you under the mic and you say something different, you can't respect that. And that's when the problems came in with them. With Dre, the problem came in was because Snoop didn't support Dre at all. Dre didn't support Snoop at all during that trial. And Pac didn't understand that. Pac was like, how's this dude supposed to be your boy? And he's supposed to be this, and he ain't came one time to support you while you fighting for your life on a murder case. See, most people don't know the guy one of the witnesses had kept saying Dr. Dre was the shooter. Now we all know he was mixing up Dre with Tupac. With Snoop. But when you fighting for your life, those attorneys be playing games. And all the attorney wanted to do was put Dre up on the stand and ask him, "What's your name?" And would have said Dr. Dre. And they say, "Oh, but you keep saying Dr. Dre was the shooter." When that's Dr. Dre right there. Is that the guy that you mean shoot? It was a strategy that the attorney wanted to play. But Dre was like, hell no, I ain't been a part of that. And so Pac is like, if you don't want to do that, you doing this. Pac is starting saying, hey, this dude ain't with us.
That's deep, brother.
Yeah,
That's deep.
you ain't with us. This this nigga ain't for us. And that's when the whole incident come up with the meeting in the room where Sam Snead supposedly got jumped and socked and all of that. Was that night. That was the night that Snoop got acquitted, and they had a big meeting. And that's when all of that happened. Then after that, Suge took everybody to Monty's. We partied up and had a big party that night, celebrating Snoop's acquittal. So that's when no problem started happening. With the Dog Pound, they was kind of a little upset or whatever because by that time, Corrupt had got sent home because of some things that went down, but they were about to do a video shoot pushing the song Reality, Reality, something like that. And that's when Suge just made a decision. He's like, you know what? We're going to stop pushing the Dog Pound album and this California Love, All Eyes on Me time. And so that's where any beefs that you heard started, and that's when they started getting jealous of Pac. But prior to that, shit, they were loving Pac. they were they were loving him being on death row. They were happy. Everybody on the surface. Now, like you said, I don't really know how you feel about me, but we working together right now, and you telling people we cool, right?
I,
But who knows how you really feeling? You know what I mean? And so
I
that's
can
what it's
I
going.
just I totally understand what you're saying, but I'm cool with you, Reg. I mean, we
I just use an example. I was just I try to throw humanized examples when I say stuff, to make people understand what I'm trying to go, because I know I'm not as articulate as most people, but I'll
oh
be
no,
knowing what
you
it is
good,
I'm
brother.
saying.
You
All
good,
right,
my
cool.
brother. Definitely, you good. Um, that was an awesome story. Definitely feeling the vibe on that. You never really know what a person is really about because they're just giving you a facade, just like Brother Reggie just said when it became to the ins and out at Death Row. I mean, everybody was probably out to get a bag at this time. There was a lot of money to be made. There was women in the situation, so there was emotions in the situation. There was envy in the situation. I mean, there was a whole lot going on at Death Row, and that can be a recipe for disaster. Reggie, could you tell me who was the glue for Death Row? Like who made sure work got done, shows got booked? Who was that person at Death Row? I know Suge owned the company, but behind the scenes, who was the glue?
Suge was more hands-on than any CEO or executive you would ever know at any business. He interact with the artist. You had to go through him to get everything done or anything done. It wasn't like, you have an A&R department. What the fuck? Who was A&R? If anybody ever said they were A&R for Death Row, they full of crap. Suge he just made it. Now you might have been a producer, and then he sat down and he played everything for everybody. So really everybody was A&R and all of that, and decided what happened because Suge, whenever he was in the limo, he just playing the new music, and he watching. He just sit and listen, smoking on his cigar, decide. He looking at everybody in the car, see who bumping their head, who's doing what. That's how he was feeding it out. Dre was creative too. I'm talking 96, 95, because prior to that, Dre really was the one that made the video sets and picked all of the stuff. And Suge was just handling the business, making sure that Dre say, I need who that murder was the case video that we saw that Tupac, that little 5 minute video or whatever. Who done that other than Michael Jackson with Thriller? So
Not too
that
many
was how
people.
that's how Dre mind was thinking to do something like that. And
Right.
so Dre thought of it to do it and to put it down, but who had to go make it happen? Who had to go across the hall and like, Jimmy, we need $600,000, $700,000 to do this. And back then that was like, huh? What? What are y'all talking about?
That's
Yeah.
what's up.
Excuse me
That's
one
what's
second.
up.
Okay. So excuse me one second. I just need to talk
So
to.
yo, Suge was the glue at Death Row. I mean, he made sure things ran smoothly. He made sure the artists got to where they was going. So, with that
I'm
being
sorry.
said, everybody's
Thank,
always
thank you, buddy.
everybody always talking
Okay.
about Suge, how he was a bad guy. But I think you need a little bit of iron fist to run a company like Death Row. Y'all heard it out of Reggie White's mouth. He said Suge was the glue for Death Row. And I don't think somebody without a character like Suge could have got that job done. But it's kind of like a double-edged sword because it's kind of the reason why Suge also had the issues moving along in his career, Reg. How do you feel that Suge Knight has been treated since he was such an icon back in the 90s? How do you feel about him being getting the sentence that he got in and
Okay.
people trying to kill him and stuff like that, and his family talking about him. How do you feel about him going through what he's going through right now?
Okay. That was like a two-part question, I think. So I'll
Yes,
try to answer it
absolutely.
as best I can. Okay. Suge was, and I referred him as a bad word. People probably when I called him like Captain Save 'em Ho, Captain Save 'em Ho. What I meant by that, I remember Dre was at a place one time working out, working out, and some dudes was was messing with him. And guess who he called? He called Suge. Suge come up there, bring a couple of probably the homies, and they had a whoop on him. People don't know Miss Chalet was messing around on Dre with that dude from Minister Society, Kane. She was messing with him. Dre was upset about it. Who he called? Suge. Suge got to go, So I always think he was like Captain Saberho, where he always had, they called him to go and handle the problem. DOC told it in the interview I saw where he said how he'd be in the club and he'd be a little drunk and he may slap on a girl butt and then Suge had to come and clean up the mess. That's what Suge, and that was Suge's problem. None of the problems I can think of that Suge ever really caught a case for and got in trouble for was his. He was always going to the rescue for another man situation or being their protector where he always got in trouble. All right, so that's that. I think that was the first part of your question. So where I feel that kind of, where Suge got the bag or what he ended up doing. The second part was what people did to do it for him. People kind of got tired of it, like Dre. I always say, Dre did the right thing. What I mean by the right thing is he was tired. He didn't want to be part of that bull crap no more. It was a combination of a whole bunch of stuff because we all know Dre was doing stupid stuff too. He was beating up on women and getting drunk, driving down Sunset, speeding, and he was catching a DUI case and all of that. So Dre had his evils, but he was just tired of cases. I think the main one was when they had to pay out that money to that boy for allegedly making him drink the urine, the Mark Anthony bill, and he was on probation at that time. Dre, he seen all that. And he was like, wait a minute, hold on. I get caught up in emotion, or I get caught up in things right now, and I can be getting a violation of probation for it. And this stuff is happening to me, where the guy's pretty much in the judgment or the settlement. They pretty much named Dre, one of the homies, and all that. They didn't name Suge in a settlement agreement. That of course that was done, and he probably saying, "Wait a minute, look how David Kidder looking out for Suge and ain't looking out for me," and so that's why Dre just did the right thing. What I mean by that, and they said, "Hey man, you can have all of this. I'm out of here. Bye. I gotta go." But that's why I don't get mad at Dre and Jimmy and all of them for not reaching back now, seeing Suge in a bad situation and reaching back down and saying, okay, you helped me when I was down and all of that and gave me money and you made stuff happen for me. I don't get mad at Dre as much because I know all the things that we done to Dre and Jimmy during that process and how he just gave up everything and said, I just want you out of my life. You can have 50% of at the time, $100 million company in the 90s. Who does that? Hello? Can you hear me? Did I lose you? Did I lose you? Shell? Did I lose you?
To me, I mean, he had so many enemies on the East Coast, and he had a lot of things going on there. And to go to a whole nother side of the country, I think was the best thing for him to do. Other people might feel different, but you on there, you just probably that time is your best perspective on that.
Can you hear me? Shell?
You heard me, Reg?
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I don't know. I don't know what we got cut off or what because my phone went in and out. So I don't know what happened.
Oh,
I got to remember, Chef got me trying something new to Google Hangout. I never did it before, so y'all forgive me.
Salute, my
did
brother.
Y'all hear what my story was about Dre? Did y'all hear my story about Dre and all of that? Or no? Hello? I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we heard that.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know I don't know where we left off at. But if you can repeat your question, we'll just start over. Just repeat your question that you have for me.
No problem. I was Tupac was coming to Death Row, was that a good time for him to join Death Row?
Mm. Okay. Tupac was having it hard in jail. I know we don't want to admit it, and people don't like to hear it, and all of that. But I don't know. I
I
don't know
agree.
how. I don't know how he would operated if he would have stayed in there a month longer. We never know. You know, he may have found Muslims and got up under them. I don't know. I just know things that I'll never speak on was happening in the park in jail, and not saying that he sold himself to the devil, but he knew what he was doing because y'all got to remember when he was a free man, he didn't want to be signed to death row.
I hear you, my
He,
brother.
and when he wasn't a free man, and he saw everybody had abandoned him, he was glad to be on death row. And so I'll just leave it there.
That's what's up. That's what's. I kind of figured that. You can kind of tell because the motivation he had to complete his projects and stuff like that. You got to be in a good space because he made excellent music. He made good music when he got to Death Row. It's not like he made um, worthless music. He made some of his best music during those times. So I just usually go off of that. You know what
That
I'm saying? Because he was
that
an artist.
that chef, and plus, what people don't realize, even the big record companies, especially the rap and people like that, to have 24 hours access to a recording studio. That's big, man. I mean, even like how now in the day where you have to scramble up your money and go and buy studio set. I remember Ice Cube calling up to the studio because she'll kind of let me control who gets in and who not and all of that. Just like Reg, I was heard I need to holler at you to try to see if I can get in some studio time. You know, and he was big then. He and that's just how hard it was to get in the studios back in the day. And I wouldn't care who was in Studio B. If Pac said I'm on my way to the studio, nigga, you gotta go. And this is how Pac had it. Snoop had A and Pac had B. Snoop eventually left to go over to DJ Pooh studio, and so DJ Quick and Danny Boy had A, and Pac had B. And if they were somewhere in out of town, then everybody else fit in later on. Is how it went down.
So y'all hear this special truth coming from Reggie Wright Jr. For all those who just now coming in the chat, Reggie Wright Jr. is the
Let's check and make sure everything working good on the TV. Because the guy just left. I was like, he's in my room. He said it's fixed. Yeah. Yeah, I'll check on that.
the questions and love to everybody who showed up. Appreciate you all. So you.
Yeah.
So with that being said, him with his space coming to Death Row and all of that. Do you know of any story that you can share with us that about Kadada and Tupac's relationship, Kadada and Tupac Shakur's engagement, or they engaged?
Yeah.
Reg?
Okay. I'm here, and we went in and out. So if I sound stupid on my responses, because I got pieces, I got every other every other thing that you said. But I think it's pretty much about Kadada. Kadada was new around. Kadada was new around. He didn't bring her to the studio and the music videos and stuff like that. So she was pretty much with somebody that he met at his house, at home. And just like we don't bring our wives to work, our girls to work, he didn't bring his girl to work. Now, all accounts is they had a close relationship. I'm not gonna say they were exclusive, definitely on his side because I done seen other females around. But according to everyone that was really, really close to him at his house, they had a special relationship. I know she had helped him out as far as with getting QD3 around to do some tracks. He did Live and Die in LA, and some other tracks. I know, and that was her younger brother at the time. I know that, his mother, not his mother, his dad and all of them got him, some things with Vibe magazine, where they were going to do the fashion show with Versace and stuff like that. So she was instrumental in making that happen. Uh, but Kadada also did some wrongs, in my opinion. I done seen tapes where she tried to say she was comatized for 9 months and wasn't doing anything. Well, we all know that's a lie because 6 months later, she planted a big old party, uh, you know, at the Vibe Music Awards and all of that after party, and she was shaking her ass with Biggie and Puffy and all of them, dancing with them. She had a tattoo, a Pac name on there. She covered that up. She she don't no longer have that on her. She uh she was at the hospital telling us she was pregnant. We knew he
Wow.
only had one testicle. She only had one testicle. He can't make no baby. He knew he couldn't make no baby. So all right, I ain't gonna shit on her, but that's my opinion on her. Those three things right there will make me be like, yeah, okay, whatever, woman.
That's what's up, my brother. That's what's up. Peace and love to the Jones family out there. No disrespect. There's just stories out there that gotta be told since there's been so many people out there saying so many things about her. We just want to clear up the situation. And thank you for your truth, Reggie, because without
That's my
know
truth.
it, you know what I'm saying?
That's my truth. Yeah, that's my truth.
That's Reggie's truth. We
Yeah.
gotta respect Reggie's truth, y'all. Um, thank you for answering that. We're gonna go into a little music relief, y'all. I'm gonna
Okay.
give Reggie some time to get some water and myself as well. Chef Disaster love his water, y'all. So we're gonna play a little music. I gotta get my water going, y'all. Put the hearts in the chat, the chef emojis for your boy. Um, we're gonna come back. Reggie, some more questions about Death Row and Tupac, love, and let's go. You know what I'm saying? Music relief. Throw them hearts in the chat when the music. We'll be right with you. Brad, you can mute your mic if you want to.
Okay, baby. Just let me
Take
know
a
when you
little
want me to
break.
jump
You know what I'm
back on.
saying?
Okay. All right.
And
Cool.
we'll be back with. Okay, I got you. And we're gonna take a music intermission, play a little music, and then we're gonna wrap up the interview. Spread the love, grab each other up. You know what I'm saying? Your boy Chef Disaster over here on Socially Balanced TV. So with that being said, here's a nice song that I like of mine. It's called Common, and it's Light by Common. So here we go. We're gonna play that. Put them hearts and emoji. Y'all know what's up. Thank you everybody for showing up to Socially Balanced TV. I appreciate you. So